Welcome to the chapel here at Congregation Beth Israel. I am Cantor Seth Edinger, and I'm looking forward to a lovely, restful morning reading Maaseh and ending the book of Leviticus. Chazak, chazak, v'nid chazek. For those of you who are joining us online, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time visiting us this morning, please write your name into the chat and let us know where you are tuning in from. We would love to get to know you, get to meet you, and we'll be talking, and I'll be inviting you to join us and participate through the chat at other moments of the service. So if you're looking at me from here or from here or from here, it's really nice to have you here. Why don't you go ahead and begin by turning to the person sitting next to you, behind you, in front of you, wishing them a Shabbat Shalom. And we are going to begin with Matovu Ohalecha Yaakov on page 192. What fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Matovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Matovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Our Hasidic masters taught us that one should be able to recite 100 blessings a day. And so, to begin that effort, we continue on page 198 with these Nisim B'chol Yom, these blessings for our daily miracles. And I will chant each of them in the Hebrew, and I invite you to respond with Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech vivina leavchin ben yom uvein laila. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish harumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layav koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina meinai u'tenuma me'af apai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael b'gevurah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifarah. Amen. Let's continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 208. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, b'gala u'vizman kari ve'imeru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yinasei v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran pe'alma v'yimeru. Amen. We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30-day mourning period. If you wish to, please stand at this time so we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom yenachem etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion. Let us now stand as one community and turn to page 246, 200 and, how much? Thank you. 226 for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. Please stand. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. Page 228. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Let's continue with the reading at the top of page 229. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become the catalyst first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer hamehorot. Amen. Page 231 at the bottom. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us as we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Page 232. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Let's continue with Ve'ahavta on page 234. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu halevarim ha'ele אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לפניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן. Page 240, Mi Chamocha. Let's sing together. Yam bye bye biddy biddy bum, yam bye bye bim bum. Yam bye bye biddy biddy bum, yam bye bye bim bum. I die da die die die, yam bye bye bim bum. I die da die, yam bye bye bim bum. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha netar v'kodesh, nocha tehilot osef eleh, nocha tehilot osef eleh, shira chadasha shibechu geulim, לשמחה, לשמחה, על שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ים ביי ביי בידי בידי בם, ים ביי ביי בים בם. ים ביי ביי בידי בידי bum, yama bye bye bim bum. I die da die die die, yama bye bye bim bum. I die da die da die die, yama bye bye bim bum. Sun Israel, kuma be'ezrat Israel, uvedechnu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go'aleinu Adonai Tzvaot, Shemo Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Page 242, we invite you to stand for the Amidah. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach, Yagi Kehilah Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Chanora, El Elyon, Kol Melech Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei V'nechem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol, Atah Rab leHoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, uminto melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. We continue with the Kedoshah on page 248. I hope this new melody is starting to weave itself into your musical framework and you're able to sing along. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה, וקרא זה אל זה, וקרא זה אל זה, ואמר קדוש, קדוש, קדוש Adonai Tsevaot, Melech kol haaretz, Melech kol haaretz kevodo. Adir Adirenu, Adonai Adonenu, Madir Shimcha bechol haaretz. Baruch Kevod Adonai Mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu, vehu Yashmienu, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, לדור ודור. לדור ודור נגיד גולך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el Amen. You may be seated. Before we enter into silent meditation, I invite you to join me in the reading at the bottom of page 259. The English translation of the prayer for peace, Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Grant peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael ba shalom. We invite you to continue with your own private meditation, and when you are finished, we will join together on page 260. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. We now have arrived at Seder Kriyat HaTorah LaShabbat, the service for the reading of Torah on Shabbat. You can turn to page 362, and we invite you to stand. Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai, ve'ein kema'asecha, malechutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai himloch leolam va'ed, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom, Av harachamim, heitiv avirtzonecha et Zion. Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, Tivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki vecha lavad batachnu, Melech el Rama venisa Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Galul Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachtav. Lecha Adonai Hagedula Ve'hagevucha Ve'hatiferet Ve'hanetzach Ve'hahod. Ki chol bashamayim uvaretz, Ki chol bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha ve'haminaseh lechol lerosh. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lechar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lechar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. You may be seated. For those of you who were able to join us last night for our Shabbat Erev service, you heard me talk about the opening aliyah of Parashat Maseh, in which I pointed out that Maseh means journeys. More importantly and specifically, Maseh B'nai Israel, the journeys of the children of Israel. And the Torah lists 42 journeys over the 40-year period that Rashi concludes was designed to show us, future generations, the necessary moments that paved our way going to the promised land. Each of these moments was important to get to the next moment, and so on and so forth. For without each of these moments, like for example, the golden calf, Korach, the terrible report of the 12 spies, even though those were terrible moments, we had to struggle through those in order to be able to truly embrace the promised land. So moving forward, as we talked about in Torah study this morning, God begins to allocate how the people are going to inherit the promised land, starting from the simple, very macro commandment: larger families inherit a larger portion, and smaller families inherit a smaller portion. Immediately, as if God can foresee the greed of the families, saying, well, if I'm a larger family, it doesn't say necessarily where my border lies, so I can go ahead and inherit as much of the land as I want, as long as it's more than that smaller family. God instructs Moses on how to draw the borders of the promised land so that the people will not grow beyond it. Once those borders have been drawn, God, as the executor of the estate, if you will, tells which of the chieftains are going to be the allocators of the land within their tribes. There are 9.5 tribes that inherit the land of Canaan, and there are 2.5 tribes that inherit on the eastern side of the Jordan River, over by opposite of Jericho. And once all of that has been done, the commandment that God instructs is to go in, drive out the people who inherit the land, in subtext, that will oppose you, destroy their molten images, their idols, and their temples, so that you can return, this is not what it says, but implicit, so that you can return the land to its purest state, so that you will inherit it with no distractions. The book of Numbers, ends with the following delineation between who is a murderer and who kills unintentionally, and how to treat those people should they be involved with the death of someone. Obviously, more clear and direct with somebody who intentionally kills, but somebody who accidentally kills, how many witnesses does it take to go ahead and consider a person guilty? Where are they going to go? They set up 6 cities of refuge so that those people can go ahead and be there. How long are they supposed to be there? Etc., etc., etc. And it's interesting how they are on the cusp of entering the promised land. Miriam has passed away. Aaron has passed away. Moses, very shortly after his big, long, wonderful sermon that expands the entirety of the book of Deuteronomy, is going to pass away, that these people are yet again given a very meticulous set of instructions. And after going back and forth, wonderfully so in our Torah study, we concluded that the reason for this is because the people are going to now make their final journey, moving themselves from this desert wilderness into the promised land. And God, being the parent that we all want to be, learns a lesson that the people will not truly embrace the promised land without having to take it for themselves. And that is something that we strive to implement into our children and our grandchildren, don't we? We want to give them everything we want, everything, all the opportunities that we didn't have. Yet, we need to prepare them to be successful adults themselves. And in order to do so, they have to have the proverbial skin in the game. They have to go through their own set of journeys, struggle, hopefully just a little bit, so that they can learn to stand on their own 2 feet. And before inheriting the promised land, recognize where their promised land is. Because unless they do that, once they enter their promised land, they won't be able to truly embrace the path that led them there. And so we go ahead and we end the book of Numbers saying chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek, strength, strength, and be strengthened. And so on this Shabbat, we offer this prayer and blessing, strength, strength, be strengthened, on behalf of those parents and teachers and motivators of the next generation of leaders. Chazak, be strong in your preparation of these young minds. We offer the next chazak for the future leaders to have strength to endure the struggles that they're going to go ahead and meet so that they can stand on their own feet. And the last venit chazek is for all of us who will be strengthened through them. Chazak, chazak, venit chazek, strength, strength, be strengthened. Shabbat shalom. Let's go ahead and read now the opening verses of Maaseh. And then, first I need to go get my Torah commentary. Excuse me. So Maaseh, if I didn't give it proper introduction, is the last Torah portion of the book of Numbers, usually read on a non-leap year in conjunction with Matot that comes right before it, but in Israel they read Maaseh on its own. It can be found in your commentary on page 1119. Let me just make sure that I have it here. There we go. Excellent. Beautiful. And I will begin with verses 1 through 3 on chapter 33. Is there anyone who would like to have an aliyah this morning? Lori, go ahead and come on up. Ta'amod. Havaseyadya bat chayasora ta'amod rishon.
Where are we?
We are right there.
Okay. Baruch et Adonai hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai hamavarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. 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 מעשי בני ישראל אשר יצאו מארץ מצרים לצבאותם ביד משה ואהרון. ויכתוב משה את מוצאיכם למעשיכם על פי אדוני, ואלה מעשיכם למוצאיכם. ויעשו מרמסס בחודש הראשון 15 יום לחודש הראשון ממחרת הפסח יצאו בני ישראל ביד רמה לעיני כל מצרים.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'haye olam nata betohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. In honor of your aliyah this morning, Lori, we bestow upon you this blessing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah, hu yevarech et Chava Seadia bat Chaya Sura, ba'avur she'ala lichvod hamakom v'lichvod haTorah. V'yischar ze HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishmareha v'yatzileha mikol tzara v'tzuka umikol nega umachala v'yishlach beracha v'hatzlacha bechol ma'asei yadeha im kol Yisrael v'nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless Lori, our dear friend, since she has come up to the Torah in honor of God and Torah. May she merit from the Holy One of blessing, protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, and from any illness, minor or serious. And may God send blessing and success in her every endeavor, together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. Mazal tov.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeshua koach. Thank you. While the Torah is in our midst, let us take a moment to think of those who in our congregational family are in need of our blessings for healing on this Shabbat. If there is someone who you would like to say Mishaberach for this morning, we invite you to share their name aloud with us. Thank you. And for those of you who are joining online, we invite you to share the name of your loved one who is in need of Mishaberach in the chat below. Mishaberach can be found on page 371. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah, hu yevarech et hacholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimale rachamim aleichem, lechachalimam lerapotam lehachazikam, ve'yishlach lachem mehera refuah, רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, השתה בגלה בזמן קרים ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen. It is customary that once we complete a book of the Torah, we say, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. So as we will go ahead and dress the Torah in just a couple of seconds, I invite you now to go ahead and stand as we sing together. Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. strength, strength, and let us be strengthened. Vezot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, Siva lanu Moshe. Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe, Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe, Torah tziva lanu Moshe. You may be seated. So as we began reading last week, we are in the second of three haftarahs, or haftarah portions, if you will, that are leading up to the commemoration of the destruction of the first temple. And these are known, these first three are known as the haftarot of affliction, where the prophets sort of lambast the people of Israel for straying so far from Torah with their conduct, and it is the fact that they strayed so far away that they allowed for the Babylonians to come in, smash the walls on the 17th of Tammuz, and destroy the temple on Tisha B'Av, which we will commemorate next weekend. So the second haftarah of consolation can be found on page 1135, and it comes from the prophet Jeremiah. And this haftarah coincides with, but does not necessarily relate to, the reading of either Ma'aseh or Matot Ma'aseh, because we have times of the year where we remember tragedies that have befallen our people that are not tied, thank God, to the Torah portions. And so when these occur, we take a momentary detour from the portion that would necessarily be associated with this, or texts, and instead focus on that moment in our year and the history of our people, so as not to repeat it. Page 1135, but let us first recite the blessing over the haftarah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim v'ratza v'divreichem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah uv'Moshe avdo ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק. I'm going to, it's a very long haftarah, so I will go ahead and start on on the last page, actually, I will do this. I will start on verse 23. Actually, no, 20. Verse 20. Ki me'olam shavarti lech, nitakti mosrotayich, vatomri lo evor, ki al kol giva gevoha, ותחר כל עץ רענן עד צועז עונה. ואנוכי נתתיך שורך כולו זרע אמת, ואיך נפחתי לי סורי הגפן נוכריה. כי אם תחבשי בנטר ותרבי לך בורית, נכתמונך לפניי נאום אדוני אלוהים. איך תאמרי לא נטמאתי, אחרי הבעלים לא הלכתי, ראי דרכך בגיא די מעשית, בכרה קלה משרכת דרכיך. פרא לימוד מדבר, באהבת נפשה שפע רוח, טענה מי ישיבנה, כל מבקשיה לא יפו, בחודשך ימצאונה. מיני רגלך מייחף, וגרונך מצמאה, ותאמרי נואש לא, כי אהבתי זרים ואחריכם אלך. כבושת גנה כי מצא, כן הובישו בית ישראל. המה מלאכיכם, שריכם, וכהניהם ונביאיכם. אומרים לעץ אביתה, ולאבן עד ילידתו, כי פנו אלי אורך ולא פנים, ובעת רעתם יאמרו קומה והושיענו. ואיה אלוהיך אשר עשית לך יקומו, אם יושיעוך בעת רעתך, כי מספריך היו אלוהיך יהודה. הלא מעתה קראתי לי אבי, אלוף נעורי אתה. And where are your gods that you have made for yourselves? Let them rise up and save you in your hour of trouble. Judah, you have as many gods as you have towns. And yet, not long ago, you cried out to me, my father, friend of my youth. Page 372. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'medaber u'mekayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה, שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. Amen. Before we return the Torah to the Ark, I want to let everybody know that there are so many wonderful experiences for us coming up in the next month here at Congregation Beth Israel. And there are two that I want to go ahead and point out because they are right on the horizon. Please sign up for our blood drive to be held Sunday, August 7th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and support our community that is experiencing a severe blood shortage. Registration information can be found in the weekly e-newsletter or in your Shabbat program. And I believe if you go ahead and you just call into the office or email G. Gil Martin, that's Gail Gilmartin at cbiaz.org, she can point you in the right direction of how to register. And if you have not already had the opportunity to scribe in our Torah, please sign up for our final scribe event with Sofer and Rabbi Moshe Druin on Sunday, August 21st. Sign-up information is available in the weekly e-newsletter. And also, we will be completing the Torah writing and having a wonderful ceremony beginning at 4 p.m. on August 21st here at CBI, which will be available online as well. We will go ahead and ceremoniously complete the writing with the ending verses of the book of Deuteronomy, as well as give a nice big thank you to all of you who have written, the lead donors who made our writing of the Torah possible, and to Rabbi Moshe Druin, who truly went above and beyond for our community. We have so loved working with him and getting to watch all of you have such meaningful moments writing your letter of Torah. So now we will stand as the Torah is returned to the Ark, and we will immediately continue with Aleinu. But let's first turn to page 374 and invite you all to stand. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, ki nizgav Shemo levado. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim, vayarem kerem leyamo, Kehilah lechol chasidav, livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomchecha meushar derachecha darchei noam v'chol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh yameinu, Chadesh yameinu kekedem. Page 586. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. You may be seated. We now move into moments of Kaddish and memory, and it is with deepest sympathies that we note the passing of the following people who were recently laid to their eternal rest. Beverly Fan, wife of Floyd Fan, Zichronah Livracha, mother of Larry and his beloved Heather Fan. Dr. Murray Hollenberg, husband of Nancy Hollenberg, brother-in-law of Janice and Dr. Benjamin Harris. If you are here to observe a yahrzeit this morning, we invite you to share the name of your loved one aloud with us at this time. If you are joining us online, we invite you to share the name of your loved one in the chat at this time. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. As always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. Let us now stand and turn to page 598 as we recite Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitchomam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei d'kudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say amen. I'm going to ask Stephanie if she will go ahead and please bring me my guitar so we can conclude. Thank you so much to her for always enabling us to be seen and heard. And we will join together with a prayer for peace. Oseh shalom bim romav. Thank you, Stephanie. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Go in peace. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We invite everyone to join us to celebrate the blessings in our lives, in your lives, with the recitation of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim, l'chaim. And we continue with Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, B'tei Avon. Would anybody like the... You sure? I don't know.